Hello YouTube friends, welcome to the Red Parrot channel. I am your host, Mary Ellen. This is an episode of Junk Journal Round Robin, day 15. It is an April swap and daily ephemera making collaboration with my friend Cindy at Studio Lou, Shell at Shell's Creative Chaos, and me. We have each sent each other 30 individually wrapped gifts from our studio, and every day each one of us takes 2 gifts from each of the other, open it, and we make ephemera. And today is day 15, and we have day 15, and we have ominous day 15. You know what? Like when I get a package now that is flat, I have slightly less, though I do have some trepidation of what is going to be inside. And then when I have something that is like misshapen, there's always worry. Not gonna lie. And I still don't have a magnet for these staples. That's what we call them. It's the cat. She doesn't, it's cold, like unpleasantly cold. And there was that one day a couple of weeks ago where it was nice. And so she has adjusted her entire outlook on life to that one day, and every day it's a disappointment when she's not allowed to look outside or be outside or even have the doors open. Okay, so we'll do a little nice treatment of this. And there we are. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to bang you. Wow, this is beautiful. This is, it is a long, long piece, and it feels like silk. Look at that image. Ooh, okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna, I get so distracted when there's material. Okay, and it must be silk, and I also have super dry hands, and so the bits are sticking to me. Okay, I got hot in my mouth now. Okay, and day 15 is, I don't know. It's an envelope. Oh. So this is a blue jay, very specifically. Oh, and this is the number 10. But that's the count. So I can, sorry Grover, the blue jay is gonna win. I kind of like the 10 better. Okay. And now we pause for a moment of thinking. I don't know where so this looks like it's round. So this must have been some kind of a round tablecloth or part of a skirt. I don't know which. Well, the first thing I want to do actually is color these. So let's put this aside for the mo. And we can get out watercolor paints. And what do we have for pencils? Let's pull this over here. Ooh, we could use these even. So I have 2 options. We have the Caran dashes. Every time I say, I think it's Karen, dash. And every time I say this, I think of the word DASH, and I don't think of Karen, I think of KAREN, so Karen Dash, as opposed to Karen Dash from Genève. Okay, so I would like sort of that, and then that, and then maybe a beak. And we have in here pencils. So I've got this, which is a darker orange for sure. We've got a couple of blues. We've got 3 blues. Is that a pencil crayon? Or a... No, I think it's watercolor. I have stuff all over. It's rather shocking. Okay, well, we're going to leave it at that. Okay. Please don't knock it over. So we only can do one at a time. The yellow might go with both. I'm not sure. So what do we want to do? So that sort of creates an ombre. One, two, three. Sure, let's try that. It doesn't need to be super dark, I don't think, or at least detailed, because that's will come out in the watercolor, I think, once I add the water. So I'm still watching this Art Detectives art series. It is made, I think, by the BBC, and it's on YouTube. Search for Art Detectives. And one of the other things that I am learning from them is how to look at art, the vocabulary of fine art, and also what happens with artists. And one of the really interesting concepts that they use when trying to discern, is this an original whatever, or is this a copy, is looking at what they call the confidence of strokes. And that is a copyist is going to be very careful about how they go about doing the work, whereas the original artist has a far more carefree methodology. And that really intrigues me, because we do a lot here of trying to make it look like fill in the blank, as opposed to doing our own thing. And I think if we do more of our own thing, it will be easier. Nothing against copying, nothing against, and whatever your thing is. I mean, if that floats your boat, please proceed and float away. But that idea of we don't need to frustrate ourselves with the, I need to make it look like whatever the thing looks like. We don't have to do that. And that's freeing. and the how you go about something is like, oh, they always, do whatever this way. Like your methods matter in the sense of they make it yours. And remember, the magic is in the artist, not in the art supplies. This pep talk was brought to you by day 15 of Junk Journal Round Robin. I'm just going to do a little bit darker down here, just because I can. Okay, so there we are. There's one. I'm going to do all the water at the end, I think. So let's do beak. Yeah. Even if it's not a orange beak, it's going to be an orange beak now. Little feety pawpaws. Okay, so how do I want to do this? This is Prussian blue. No. Helio blue reddish. I don't know what color that is. And then we've got sun going across here. These two maybe? I don't know. That? Or that? Or maybe that? Or I could just pick a color. I'm going to pick this color and this color. We're going to get it all light blue first. Whoops, that was Gracie. She is not light on her feet when she's jumping off the top of the, she's on the back of a chair, a high back chair. And she drops to the ground. And I think she likes the sound that she makes because she makes zero attempt at not doing it. I think I'm going to leave that face white. It's not like I am an absolute zealot when it comes to being a Toronto Blue Jays baseball fan. It's not like I should know what the color of the bird looks like. Okay. There? Good enough? Where's the, where? Here it is. Ah, found it. Ah, found it. Oh dear, we've got the threads. Here we are. Okay. Burb number 1. There. And last one. Come in this way. And we're going to kind of muddle that. Because I want the dark to stay where it is. I don't want it to bleed out too much. Seriously, what do I know? There we are. Look at that. It's a blue jay. And I don't think I need the background of that done. So what do we want to do? Light to dark or dark to light? Light to dark. Yesterday, based on yesterday's video, I have pulled out my my wax seals, and we're gonna need a wax seal sesh at some point. I think that's another one of the delights of doing this ephemera challenge, is it sort of reminds you about other things that you have that you enjoy doing, that you don't get depleted by this exercise. You absolutely get filled back up with ideas and things to do and things to make and so on and so forth. Though it may sound sometimes like I am pooped, it is merely a temporary state, and usually a state of my brain, not a state of enjoyment. I am not going to, but can you imagine all of these with googly eyes? I think their faces are just a wee bit too small to be able to carry off a googly eye. I need some more water. Oh, the other thing that I've been working on is my art journal. Another episode for possibly May. I have been late, so I have learned a couple of things by watching Willow Wanders, And one of them is you don't, how do I want to say this? So you know how we start and finish a single journal card and, you know, maybe a pocket, and it is all sort of done in some kind of a compact way. Art journals are not made that way. I mean, they can be, but it's a whole lot easier to just do them in layers, because the kind of art journal that I am interested in creating, and there's piles and piles of different ones, so if you do something different, you do you. I've lost my train of thought. She talks about doing layering, and so I've been putting down just random layers of paint in my art journal, page after page. So we need to do a bit of a go through on that. There we are, it's a little bit more. Wow, that's way too much water. But we've got water now, so that's something. And I've taught the algorithm that I am interested in looking at art journals, so it is giving me tons and tons of videos of people doing art journals. And once again, welcome to the rabbit hole. That should be like a little you know how you sort of level up on games and they go bring, and then they give you something like a tone and a little image or whatever. I feel like they should do that on the computer when you are like, welcome to the rabbit hole. When you've clicked on like 5 consecutive same topic items, or 10 out of the last 12 items have been the same topic, it should be able to figure out that that's what you're doing. There. Oh, I like that. That ombre was a good choice. Okay. I am happy with that. Yep, we're going to put this all back. Totally in the wrong spots, or at least not in the original spots. That is fine. There's nobody coming to audit where I put my pencil crayons. And that was for my benefit, not so much for yours. But if you're worried, I mean, nobody's going to come and ask. I am almost certain of it. Okay, so now we need some background paper for this. Yes, and I think I'm going to use an envelope. Will they fit? They will not fit. They will if I open it. Okay. Come on, you there, you think? There we are. The sun can't figure out what it wants to do, so there we are. And there we are. Yep. Get rid of that cat hair. Plunk it down. There we are. Anywhere is fine. Yep, that's good. These are great cards. There. Flip that over like that. And I think I might sew around that. Now then, what do I want to do with this fabric? So one of the persistent ideas that I've had this whole time is kind of random. This is not very sturdy, I guess is the right word. So one of the things that we can do is essentially just put it over top. I've got far more than I will need. What's at this end? This is at this end. Oops. I'm just folding this into a manageable. I kind of like that. Not gonna lie. Because it's got a pattern on it. Ooh. Doing that. The colors on the edge are really good. Okay, so we've got an idea for that. Let's cut this out and give ourselves a few mows to think about that. One. Merp-de-merp. Back to spreading paint on the art journal for a minute. You can only do one page at a time because basically you put paint on something, and I'm using acrylic paint and that takes a while to dry, so I can only do really one sort of double fold at a time, which is making this progress necessarily slow, but it also gives me a little bit of time to change paint colors and all kinds of stuff. Let's do this. Oops. Oops. Oh, that works really well. Okay, pop those back in there, and we're back to this question. And we're awfully close, because I think I want to use the edge. I just don't know how to use the edge. I need some measurements, I think. So if I do, like, what do I want to do? Edge, there's one edge, okay. An inch is going to be a lot. Two inches is going to be almost 12. I am sure that there's some kind of math that's happening that is allowing that to happen. But having said that, how long is this? 3. So I got it into 4. That is going to be super chunky. But it might be lush, right? So let's do that. So that is 2 inches deep, and it is about 12 across. There's 1. Huh. Wow. Maybe we have to do the other end. Would not have called that. So, that might be absolutely an effect of having the grain or the not the grain. We shall see. There. Yeah, that's pulled absolutely gollywampus. Well, we can have one anyways, and that one is the one that I want to have this frill on anyways. So we can do that. Let's get that this way. Come on. Woo-wee, it's gonna be fun. We are just gonna totally make this up. Do a second one. Not my usual style, but then again, that's what this is all about. Okay, there we are. We have a gorgeous piece left over with all of these yummo images for patterns. I know it, Booze. I know it. So what do I want to do now? So I think you go here. And I just kind of want to gather stuff. So I am going to be backing on. This is going to be a, what do we call it? A bit of a faff. So talk amongst yourselves. There's food in the fridge, and there's drinks in the door. incoming. So we need a bit of a thread trim. Oh, I like how this turned out. Looks a bit of a mess at the moment because we've got threads. But the thing is, we have taken maximum advantage of the curve and the already sewn hem. Goodness sakes, was that you over there? Dear me. I think that was a big yawn. Not like you've been doing anything all day, boo. Okay, there we are. Like that. Oh, love, 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 love. Oops. That did not work. Okay, so now we're on to trimming this. We can do it. It's a bit of a mess doing the gathering and then having to position this in the back. And had I a stick of glue, it would have been a whole lot easier. And we'll do a bit of compare and contrast. Okay, so, oops, these. Come on. There. Okay, so this is the first one that I sewed. And you can see I'm just a little bit skimpy on that side. And this one was a little bit more even. Compare. A little bit more even. I also was able to capture the ends better on the downstroke than on this one. But I am super happy with those. I love that as a frill. It is really sort of thick and lush and light, and that curve makes that gathering really pretty. So I'm going to say that was a successful day 15. So in the meantime, please take very good care of yourself. Stay out of trouble. Always love you lots, and we'll see you soon. Bye now.